If you need a change from your everyday traditional breakfast to something that is warm, tasty, simple to do in under 10 minutes, then this simple potato soup recipe will help you to have peaceful mornings. Just a week before, I had made a video on how to make potato milk and talked about 5 benefits of potato. Please check the link in the description to know how to make potato milk. But why do you need potato milk? Well, because to make this simple potato soup recipe, you need the potato milk. Hey, I'm Elizabeth and welcome to Alchemy, and let's get started on potato soup recipe. So to make any kind of soup like broccoli potato soup or just a basic potato soup recipe, you need potatoes. When I made the potato milk, I added salt and then refrigerated. When it's cold, the solids float up, leaving behind the water, which is okay. So this is 3 days old and it seems fine to my eyes to make the potato milk. If it doesn't smell, it's perfectly okay to consume, isn't it? That's the old trick that we always use. Let's prepare the ingredients for potato soup recipe. So we need broccoli, which is washed ahead. I'm going to cut this down to small florets. Meanwhile, let me debunk a myth. What do you think? Is broccoli man-made? Yes, but broccoli, as we know, did not always exist as a plant but was created by humans through an extensive process called selective breeding. Broccoli was born through entire decades of selective breeding from a wild-growing cabbage variety which is thought to originate in the region of Italy. However, this natural breeding process took hundreds of years, and so broccoli is not a GMO crop. Now let's see what are the broccoli benefits or health benefits of broccoli. Broccoli is high in many nutrients including fiber, vitamin C, vitamin K, iron and potassium. It has more protein than most other vegetables. According to a study published on NIH, the steaming method appears the best on retaining the health-promoting compounds of broccoli. For this simple potato soup recipe, I am using baby bella mushrooms and rinsing them before I use it. Like most mushrooms, baby bella mushrooms are one of the only vegan sources of dietary vitamin D, as well as a good source of vitamin B. B vitamins have a direct impact on our energy levels, brain function and cell metabolism. So including mushrooms, leafy green or other food sources rich in vitamin B can help to maintain good health. The flavor for this simple warm potato soup recipe comes from just mushrooms and garlic. If you don't find baby bella mushrooms, you can replace it with white button mushroom as well. I'm using just 3 cloves of garlic for this recipe. This last ingredient is optional, but I felt that it would make this potato soup as wholesome with all the macronutrients. So I have used pressed extra firm tofu which is cut into small cubes. Now let's make a simple batter to make crispy fried tofu bites. Take in 1.5 tablespoon of cornstarch, half tablespoon of chili powder or paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, sprinkle some black pepper and finish it off with some salt to taste. Give it a mix and then add in some plant-based milk. Now don't add all of the milk at one go, but little by little to get the batter right. Then we add in the tofu cubes. Mix them well and set it aside. Now let's prepare the broccoli potato soup by heating some oil in a pan. Add in the garlic and wait until it's cooked. Next we add in the chopped baby bella mushrooms and give it a quick stir. We wait for the mushrooms to release water before we proceed to the next step. Though this recipe uses just one vegetable, you can actually add any cruciferous vegetable like kale, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts or bok choy. Now that mushrooms are cooked, let's add in the potato milk and season it with black pepper. Since the potato milk contains enough salt, I am not adding any extra salt here. It's time to add the steamed broccoli. Give it a mix and wait for the potato soup to just simmer. If you're enjoying this video, it would be nice to give me a like and comment on what is your favorite soup and what kind of soup recipe would you like to see on the channel. Since all of the ingredients have been cooked, you just need to wait for the soup to be warm. So let's close it and wait for a couple of minutes. As you can see here, there's a simmer. So we can now remove it from the stove and get back to our crispy tofu bites. Heat up some oil on a frying pan and place each of the tofu cubes separately, leaving some space between each of them. We want all the sides of the tofu to be crisped up, so this is the step which will take a long time. But using tofu is completely optional in this potato soup recipe. You can use croutons instead if you don't want tofu at all. Flip them over to the other side and cook until it's all drippy crispy. Scoop them out once it's ready and remove the excess oil on it. It's time to serve the potato soup. Now the portion size totally depends on the individual, so for me, 3 ladles of soup with some crispy tofu bites keep me full for a long time. Now what actually works for this potato soup recipe is that how quickly it can be done when you have potato milk in your fridge. Throw in some veggies and seasonings, add the potato milk, and just like that you have a decent tasting soup without cream, butter or flour. Now if this video saves time for your meal planning, then you might be interested in another video where I show a 1-pan recipe that's freezer friendly and perfect for family meals. And until next time, see you later and stay safe.